After a week on the road in two different cities, the Yankees are back in the Bronx tonight as My Nine presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Oakland Athletics in the first of three from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball along with Ken Singleton. I'm Michael Kay. The Yankees had a good road trip. 2 out of 3 in KC and 3 out of 4 in Minnesota. Let's take a look at the numbers because they are impressive for this team. 7 games, 5-2. They averaged over 6 runs a game. They hit almost 300 as a team. 11 home runs in 7 games and a 4.28 ERA. The Yankees 16-6 in their last 22 games. An important part of Sunday's win, an important part of this road trip, Granderson and Teixeira.
Speaking of impressive, Michael, they were on Sunday in Minnesota. Granderson, well, an unconventional home run. He has the Twins outfielders in the retrieve mode here, and he's going to make it all the way around the bases. His 3rd career inside the park homer, and that gives the Yankees a 2-0 lead. Well, not to be outdone, the very next hitter is Mark Teixeira. And more of a conventional style in home run hitting. This one into a laser into the seats in left field. Look out, lady. She's all right. So are the Yankees. They won 3-0.
Look at these two. Double trouble indeed. I mean, look at their major league ranks. Amazing. Both having MVP-type seasons, especially Granderson. Now, Bautista leads in home runs with 36. Granderson at 35. Fielder leads in RBIs with 99. Granderson is at 98. Outstanding seasons for both of these New York Yankees. Let's take a look now at tonight's pitching matchup brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. To get dunked, go to getdunked.com. Brandon McCarthy is going to go for the A's, 6-6 with a 3.74. Bartolo Colon for the Yankees, 8-7 with a 3.54 ERA. Now for Bartolo Colon, it's almost been a tale of two cities. It's been the best of times, it's been the worst of times. The first half of the season, lights out. Second half, a little dimmer. We'll talk about that when we get back right here on Yankees Baseball on My Nine. In his first 11 starts this year, wow, 6-2, 2.71. Opponents hitting 224 against him. In his last 8, though, 2-4, 4.91. Opponents hitting 310 against him. Welcome back to the stadium, everybody. That's Kenny. I'm Michael. Now, the bottom line, Kenny, what he gave you at the beginning of the year shocked everybody, and you did wonder, this guy hasn't pitched this long in a long time. Is he starting to get affected by fatigue?
That could be true. We're going to take a look at some highlights from Bartolo Colon earlier this year. Let's go all the way back to May the 30th, and it was against these Oakland A's, pitching out on the West Coast, and it's probably his best game of the year. Had a complete game shutout against Oakland. Yankees won by a score of 4-0. Had the fastball working. 6 strikeouts in that game. The A's didn't do much against him. But lately, you're right, Michael, he has struggled somewhat. Giving up the long ball. This is here at Yankee Stadium against the Angels. And then his last start was against Kansas City. That's Alex Gordon is going to connect for the long ball. Tonight he has an extra day's rest. On an extra day's rest this year, he is 5-1.
Yankees would like to see that right here tonight. The Yankees are back in the Bronx. Yankee Stadium is the venue. Lineups, first pitch, baseball. Coming up next right here on My 9. Brought to you in part by Sports Authority, your local Lexus dealers, and by Chase. Deposit checks from your smartphone with quick deposit. Take a step forward and chase what matters. Beautiful day here at Yankee Stadium. Everybody got a little bit shook up at 1:53 today. Earthquake, which was in Virginia, but it affected many states and actually hit here in New York. Stadium has been combed and everything is fine, structurally sound. And now it's time for Bartolo Colon to start with the fun and games here at the ballpark. The Oakland A's starting lineup that he'll face is brought to you by Acura Advance. Jamal Weeks, the second baseman, leads off. Coco Crispin, center, will bat second. Old friend Hideki Matsui, the DH, will hit third. Cleaning up the left fielder, Josh Willingham. Brandon Allen at first base will bat fifth. Batting sixth, playing right field, David DeJesus. Cliff Pennington, the shortstop, will bat seventh. Batting eighth and catching, Kurt Suzuki. And Eric Sogard, the third baseman, will bat ninth.
There is Bartolo Colon on the mound for the Yankees tonight. And when you look at his seasonal numbers, as we told you, in the first half of the year, he was really strong. He's made 19 starts, 8-7 record, 3.54. You see the rest of the numbers, including 2.5, 256 opponents are hitting against him. Let's take a look at the New York Yankees pitcher scouting report, brought to you by your Tri-State Ford dealers. 5-30-11. That was the day he pitched a 4-hit shutout out in Oakland against these A's. And this year with the 8 wins, it's the most wins he's had in the season since 2005 when he won the Cy Young. The last 4 years, the league has hit 297 against him.
Let's do it here at the stadium. Pitch low.
But this year, they're hitting just 256 against him. So he has been much better this year than in the previous 4 years.
And there's a strike.
Well, Michael, the last time we saw the A's, Mark Ellis was playing second base. They traded him, and they bring up Jamal Weeks.
He was still wet behind the ears when the A's were here in New York, and really put on a show. In July, he looked great. He really did. Didn't seem overcome by the situation or the stadium at all. The 2-1. High fly ball, left field. Gardner's right there, and he'll put it away for the first out. Why don't we take a look at the Yankee defense? We've got Gardner in left. You've seen that already. Granderson in center and Swisher over and right. In the infield, Alex Rodriguez in the original lineup scratched with a jam left thumb. It's Chavez instead, then Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira. Russell Martin behind the plate, and Bartolo Colon is on the mound.
A-Rod jammed his thumb at Minnesota on that backhanded play against Joe Mauer, I believe.
And they're going to take pictures of the thumb, and when we find out what they find, they will tell us, and we'll tell you. Pitch is outside to Coco Crisp. Here's the play they say it happened on.
Kind of an inside-out swing by Mauer on the backhand. A-Rod knocks it down. He does not have a play. That was scored a, what's it, base hit, I believe?
Yeah.
Yep.
High fly ball, center field. Granderson retires Coco Crisp for the second out. Tonight's closed captioning is brought to you by your local Lexus dealer. Here's Hideki Matsui. Matsui has his numbers up to respectability, 263, 11 homers, and 61 ribbies. And in that series in July, boy, he took off here. Yankees couldn't get him out, and now he's in the middle of a lot of trade talks. He reportedly has cleared waivers, so the A's could trade him, and that trade would have to be made before the end of August, so he could actually be on a playoff roster. There's a strike.
And Matsui has reached safely in 31 of 33 games since the All-Star break, and you can see the split right there. 372 with 5 home runs, 27 runs batted in the second half of the season.
And that series against the Yankees in July was 7 for 13 with a home run. But this time he swings and foul tips the ball to stay alive. First inning, it's a good inning for Colon. He has not allowed a first inning run in his last 6 starts. The last time he allowed a first inning run, he really did it up big. 8 runs in the first inning on July 14th. And the 0-2. Popped up. Long run for Chavez, but it's in the camera well.
Well, as you might expect, when Matsui came to the plate, he got a nice round of applause from the Yankee fans here tonight at the stadium. And of course, they remember his exploits with the Yankees. 172 major league home runs, 140 of them with the Yankees.
Third former Yankee to go 5 for 5 as a visitor at either Yankee Stadium. Gene Woodling and Jay Buhner, the others. The 0-2. Fouled away. Matsui was asked before the game if he thought he was going to get traded, and he smiled and said, "I really don't know." He can help a team. He certainly has experience in big games. He was the MVP of the 2009 World Series that the Yankees won. The 0-2. Hot shot to Jeter. On a short hop, he fields, fires, and gets his good buddy Matsui for the final out of a 1-2-3 first inning. So Bartolo Colon retires the A's in order. The Yankees coming to bat. The zoom. Brett Gardner's in left field. He'll lead off. The captain, the shortstop, Derek Jeter, bats second. Batting third, center fielder Curtis Granderson. Mark Teixeira's at first base, cleaning up. Batting fifth, the second baseman, Robinson Cano. Nick Swisher's in right field. He'll bat sixth. The number 7 hitter, third baseman Eric Chavez. Jorge Posada will DH. He'll bat eighth. And batting ninth and catching, Russell Martin.
28-year-old Brandon McCarthy on the mound for the Oakland A's tonight. And his numbers would tell you it's pretty even so far, 6-6, but there is a breakdown to these numbers. 3.74 ERA, opponents batting .279. Let's take a look at the Oakland A's pitcher scouting report brought to you by TD Bank. America's most convenient bank. Stop it for free TD checking. Check up today. Give me a break. Well, before the All-Star break, he was 1-5. After the All-Star break, he's 5-1. And he's a beast against the East. He has not lost to an Eastern Division team in 3 years. And Adrian Beltre is the only right-handed batter to take him deep this year.
Brett Gardner, lefty batter, will lead off. Shows bunt, takes low. 1-0. Gardner's in a little bit of a slump right now. 2 hits in his last 20 at-bats. His average has dipped to 278.
This is where your ability to bunt, get yourself on base, really helps out.
You know, Yankees worry about fatigue with Gardner, the way he plays the game. That's the type of game that will wear down your legs. And at the beginning of the year, Joe Girardi was committed to giving him more rest. But with the injuries the Yankees have had, Andrew Jones pretty much DHs, and Brett Gardner's in there all the time. And maybe he's in a period right now where he has to run through the wall.
Well, there are stages during the course of the year, Michael, and I agree with you. You have to get your second, maybe third win during the course of a long season. And this is a time of year when I think the good hitters really step up. The pitchers are getting a little tired.
Hot shot and a foul ball.
Uh-oh.
A misplay by the ball boy.
Yeah, that's glaring.
And the other guy's just laughing.
I have a feeling he's going to get his chance down the left field line tonight, too.
Strike 3. Gardner down looking. Let's take a look at the A's defense behind the slender right-hander. In the outfield, it's Willingham, Crisp, and De Jesus. That's left to right. And in the infield, Sogard, Pennington, Weeks, and Allen, third to first. Suzuki is behind the plate. And we told you about McCarthy on the mound. Here's Derek Jeter. Derek has reached base safely in 21 straight games, hitting .290. 14 for 31 on the road trip. That's close to 500.
10 points away from the promised land, hitting .300.
Now the strikeout of Gardner is significant because it's his first strikeout in 49 plate appearances. Jeter hits one the other way. Giving chase is De Jesus. He runs out of room as it slices into the seats.
Yeah, if you're going to strike out and you haven't struck out, you want to go down swinging. And look at stuff just doesn't get it.
New York Yankees baseball is broadcast in Spanish. It's available by hitting the SAP button on your television. SAP is brought to you by Toyota. Get incredible deals during Toyota's nationwide clearance event going on now. Hot shot up the middle. It's a base hit for Derek Jeter. And he continues his torrid hitting.
What'd you say, 21 straight, Michael?
Now 22.
Now 22. Fastball kind of moving in on the hands, but Derek wouldn't have much of it. He gets the barrel of the bat on it. I don't think McCarthy touched it at all as the ball heads into center field. The Yankees have a man on with one out.
There's Curtis Granderson on Sunday, an inside the park home run, the third of his career, 35th home run of the year for him. And there's a strike. And it was a lesson to all young kids and some major leaguers as well.
Oh yeah.
He hit a deep fly ball to right center. He didn't style. He ran hard out of the box, and just made it home to get the inside the Parker. If he had been looking, he's a triple. He's not a home run.
Well, that's how he gets most of his triples, by running hard out of the box too. It's just that the outfielders, the Twins outfielders, I thought they both went for the wall instead of one laying back and playing the carom, and that cost him 90 feet. Curtis got it inside the park homer.
Speaking of Curtis Granderson, let's take a look at the American League RBI leaders, brought to you by New York Lottery. Hey, you never know. If somebody told you that Granderson would be leading in RBIs at the end of August, you'd say you never know. 98. Teixeira, 95, and Cano, 87. So 3 of the 4 Yankees, the other one a Red Sox. High fly ball, fairly deep left. Willingham back, and he'll make the play. Tagging is Jeter, but he just draws the throw.
It's gotten to the point when Granderson hits a fairly deep fly ball, particularly here at Yankee Stadium, the crowd gets riled up. They think it's going into the seats. Now, I believe he's only hit one to left field here at Yankee Stadium this year.
I think right inside the pole.
Yeah.
Here's Teixeira. He followed up Granderson's inside the Parker with a blistering line drive to left field, just over the wall. Kenny, did you feel the earthquake today?
Most definitely I did. I knew what it was right away because I've been out in California where they had some. I know you haven't been to California recently, so you haven't felt many earthquakes.
I was there in '89.
Oh, yes, that's the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes up for all the little ones I've been in.
That's one of the reasons I don't go that often. I was in my car, Kenny, on 96th Street in Manhattan, and it felt like somebody was rocking it.
Oh, my goodness.
And I didn't know what it was. I had no idea. I just thought there was blasting in the subway that they're building, but glad that from all the news we get, everybody is okay.
Yeah.
Popped up. 3 infielders converge, and the out is finally made by Sogard. So that'll do it. No runs a hit. 1 man left. We go to the second. No score.
The New York Yankees are tradition.
Swung Which one of these relief pitchers who played for the Yankees or the A's had the best mustache? Was it A, Dennis Eckersley, B, Raleigh Fingers, C, Rich Goose Gossage, or D, Sparky Lyle? Text A, B, C, or D to 70377 or go to my9tv.com. Find out the results right after the game. It's Take on Russ, brought to you by Toyota.
Those are some excellent choices. Some of the best mustaches in baseball history.
It's hard to argue with Raleigh, though.
No, he's even got a commercial going.
Yeah. He gives a mustache to the soda guy.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Willingham, probably the biggest threat in the A's lineup. They have a hard time scoring runs. How about this stat? They have 81 home runs. They're on pace for 103. The Yankees have 168 home runs, so they have doubled the A's total.
Here's their second manager of the year, Bob Melvin. Took over on June the 9th for Bob Guerin, former Yankee. Another catcher got a job managing.
But one lost one. This is where they rank offensively. It's just not too good. This is in the American League. There are 14 teams and second to last in 3 categories, on 11th in on-base percentage. So they have 491 runs scored. The Yankees have 675 runs scored.
Now, the thing about it, they've been scoring a lot better lately. They've been swinging the bats. In fact, Willingham has 9 home runs in his last 22 games. So he's been swinging the bat. You got to keep the ball out of the middle of the plate.
There's a ground ball to short. Jeter's there. One away. Now, in order to help you with the take on Russ question, here's Eckersley's mustache. Nice, but nothing extraordinary. I think the hair is better. And you got Raleigh.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Goose.
He doesn't look as fierce as he did from 60 feet 6
there
inches.
too.
He never smiled between the lines.
And there's Sparky. Sparky Lau affected me so much as a kid growing up as a Yankee fan.
You had a mustache?
No, you know, he used to have that chaw of tobacco
Yeah.
in his mouth. Now, as a kid, you know, nobody should have tobacco in their mouth.
They don't do it anymore.
I actually, you remember those Italian ices you'd get?
Yeah.
In a little
Yeah,
cup?
yeah.
I would eat the ice, and then the rest of the day I would walk around with the cup in my cheek. It's all chewed up. I was a strange kid and a strange adult, too.
You don't still do that, do you?
I'm not going to talk about it. It's you know, less harmful than the tobacco.
Yeah, you got that right.
Sparky Lau won a Cy Young Award as a relief pitcher. He had some year in '77.
None of those guys were easy to hit.
There's a new A, and that's Brandon Allen. 3-1 count. Got him from the Diamondbacks in a deal that involved Brad Ziegler, and he just crushed that one. Nick Swisher doesn't even move, just turns and watches. See ya! Into the upper deck. Brandon Allen goes yard, and the A's lead 1-0. That is one of the longest home runs we have seen hit here at Yankee Stadium. Wow!
This young man has been swinging the bat ever since he came over. Now, he had 20-plus home runs in the minor leagues this year. This pitch was right down the middle. And this one is tagged. Wow. Whoa.
That's only the second home run ever hit into the upper deck here at the new ballpark.
Now, this is his first home run with the Oakland A's. And that should impress his manager. Right above the boar's head sign. And the boar's head was ducking on that one.
I'll tell you what, that gentleman that picked up that baseball, when he got here, found out where his seat was, he did not think he was getting a souvenir. Now he's telling everybody, I caught a ball. That's a long way. The only other major leaguer to go up there was Russell Branyan, and he did it off Javi Vasquez. Now, the luxury level has been reached by Mark Teixeira, and the facing the upper deck was reached earlier this year by Nick Swisher. But in terms of getting it into the upper deck, two men, that guy and Russell Branyan.
21 homers in the minor leagues this year, AAA level at 2 clubs. After he was traded to Oakland, he went to Sacramento. And this is his first one as an Oakland A, and it's a memorable one. He's hitting over 380 now.
Two and two to De Jesus. Born in Brooklyn, went to Rutgers, so a lot of family and friends here to see him.
The crowd is still buzzing.
Grounded through for a base hit. Weeknights are about to get a whole lot funnier starting September 21st. Michael Scott and the Dundee Award-winning staff of The Office move to My 9 at 10:30. Then it's hot dates and hilarious rejections on Excused at 11, plus a bonus Office at 11:30. Weeknight starting September 21st on My 9. The gang at Dunder Mifflin. Here's Cliff Pennington. Keeping De Jesus close.
Is it true that that show is sort of like a recreation of the Yes offices?
I don't know. I don't spend that much time in the office.
You know, I haven't been there. I thought you might have known because I don't get down to the office very much either.
Count 1-0. Kelowna's had a hard time getting out of the 5th inning. His last 4 starts, he got to the 6th once, but he's become a shorter pitcher, so to speak. He's throwing the same amount of pitches, it seems, but I guess there's not many strikes, and he's getting a higher pitch count early, and he's gone after 5.
Location has been his problem. You saw where that pitch to Allen was.
Yeah, the upper deck.
Yes.
He likes pitching in the day. At night, not so good. 2-6, 4.42. 6-1, 2.36. Fly ball. Gardner gives it a look. I wonder, Kenny, obviously you had pitchers that were teammates. When a ball is hit like that, does it shake a pitcher up, or is it the same thing as if it's a wall scrape?
Well, I think when you get back to the dugout, sometimes your teammates in jest will say, you know, if you're going to give one up, don't let it be a cheap one. I don't know if it'll shake you up. I think it's something to be proud of. You can throw a ball that far.
1-2. Strike 3. Down looking is Pennington for the 2nd out.
Malone's first strikeout of the night, and it's usually that fastball that sails back over the inside corner. We'll take a look. You can see the target from Russell Martin. Yep, you can see the movement on the fastball. And Gary Cedarstrom, the home plate umpire, rings up Pennington. Cologne's first strikeout of the night. You know, we have seen that pitch, particular pitch to lefties, have a lot more movement. That one had enough to get the corner. I think Pennington's going back to look at it again.
Here's Kurt Suzuki. There's a strike right down that runway. If you make a quick right, that's where the video room is, so they can look at it right away. Popped up. Cano back. Swisher in, and he'll make the play for the final out. But the A's get a run on 2 hits. 1 swing, a majestic, towering fly ball that landed in the upper deck at Yankee Stadium, and it gave the A's a 1-0 lead. with Ali batting practice today, and then the Tri-State 4 pregame. Then after the postgame, stick around for Yankees on Deck, presented by Blimpie. It all starts tomorrow at 6, and it's only on Yes. We go to the bottom of the second here in the Bronx. Brandon Allen's home run gave the Yankees a 1-0 lead. Or gave the A's a 1-0 lead. Here's Cano. As we move along, the out-of-town scoreboard is brought to you by Kia Motors. To learn more, visit kia.com. Cano with a 13-game hitting streak. Grounded to second. Weeks. One away.
You look at Weeks at second base now. He's a rookie. Michael told you that he hadn't been up all that long. But one thing he's done, he's got 77 hits in 64 games. He's done a good job out of leadoff spot. And his older brother, I think, is currently on the DL. Ricky Weeks with Milwaukee.
All Milwaukee does is win.
Oh, every day. What, 22 out of 25 or something like that?
Nick Swisher takes a strike. Nick, 3 hits in his last 19 at bats. 6 for 28 on the road trip. McCarthy deals. Low 1-1.
McCarthy does a good job of keeping the ball down, primarily away from the hitters. He's only given up 6 home runs all season long. Ron Romanek, the pitching coach. There's that little cutter in.
Good numbers against McCarthy. 3 for 7. 1 of the 3 a home run. This game starts a tiny little 3-game homestand for the Yankees, and they hit the road again. An 8-game road trip in 7 days. They'll have 5 in Baltimore. Day-night doubleheader on Saturday. Then the series ends Monday night. It's a wraparound in Baltimore, and then 3 games against the Red Sox at Fenway. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Swisher down on strikes. We checked it out. The Brewers are 23-4 in their last 27 games.
Here's that last pitch to Nick Swisher. Suzuki wanted it up in the zone to try and get it in a passing lane, and they did. Former Oakland A, Nick Swisher.
And here's a former Oakland A, Eric Chavez. And that one's past Brandon Allen. Grabbed out in right field by De Jesus, and he will hold Chavez to what could be a single. I don't think they're going to give him an E3 on that, so we'll write down single.
Yeah, this is a rocket. Chavez a good low ball hitter, and he jumps on this one. Allen kind of wishing into hoping. On the backhand, gives it the Olay treatment. Yeah, never touched it. That ball is destined to go into right field.
Lucky he didn't get it in the face.
Ooh.
Here's Posada with Chavez leading off first. Bottom of the second, 1-0 A's. And a strike. Jorge only had 8 at-bats on the road trip. He had 3 hits, 3 for 8. Count 1-1. Posada this year a .275 hitter from the left side and a .102 hitter from the right side. 6 for 59.
And all of his home runs from this side of the plate.
Grounded softly to second. Jamal Weeks gets it over to first, and that's going to do it in the second. No runs a hit, and 1 man left. We played 2. Oakland 1, and the Yankees nothing. At Bat 11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at BAT to 31826 or visit Yankees.com for details. Eric Sogard leads off against Bartolo Colon. A's lead 1-0, and the first pitch is a strike on the Honda scoreboard. 1-2-0. Leading 0-2-0. The scoreboard brought to you by Honda. See your Honda dealer and discover the great values now being offered. High drive, a right field, giving chase is Swisher on the track at the wall. See ya! Home run right down the line for Sogard, and the A's now lead 2-0.
Oh, he had a couple of A's hit their first home run of the season. In fact, for Sogard, it's his first major league home run, and he'll remember this one. Just beyond the wall and just beyond the camera in right field. Good effort by Nick Swisher. Sogard, a second-round pick originally from of the San Diego Padres, came to the A's in a trade. Played his college baseball at Arizona State. He'll remember this one. Always remember your first.
So will that guy who completely whiffed on the catch and I think got hit in the noggin. He's going to remember it too. Fouled away. Check this out. I mean, that guy's hand might have saved him. The guy in the sunglasses.
It deflected off it, yeah.
Otherwise, it was heading right for his face. 0-2 to Weeks, foul back.
Glasses might have got a little fogged up running around the bases.
Oh, he looks really young.
They all do.
Jamal Weeks 8 triples, and remember, he didn't start the season with the A's. This kid's a keeper. He can play.
Yeah, he came up on June the 7th, and it started 65 of 67 games now. So they just put him in there. Sink or swim.
Last time at the stadium, he was 6 for 15 with 2 doubles and 3 ribbies. Two-two. Popped up. Derek Jeter will make the play for the first out. .43 pitches for Cologne, 1 out into the third inning. He's allowed 2 home runs. And he's allowed at least 1 home run in 4 straight starts, 6 total over that span. And you watch him, and there's not that much difference velocity-wise from early on when he was dominating, but the ball's not moving as much.
Yeah.
I mean, that pitch he throws to left-handers, Kenny, that comes right back over the inside corner, it doesn't seem to be moving.
It's certainly not with the quickness of movement that it had. It kind of just fades instead of that sharp movement right at the very end. That's a pretty good one there, but that's a changeup. Missed outside. Coco Chris trying to shake off a slump here. He's 4 for 31.
Flied out to center in the first.
Definitely a guy you want to keep off base. He's got a career high 37 stolen bases this year.
And a strike. Gary Cederstrom behind the plate.
Coco's always had one of those unusual stances to me. He sets his chin right on that front shoulder.
Swing and a miss. He is down on strikes, and that's the second strikeout for Cologne.
Here's that chin. And there's a breaking ball down and in that he swings and misses.
Here's Matsui. 4th in the major leagues with a .370 batting average since the break. So he's at .262. And when he came in with the A's to start the second half of the season, his average was .223. So 39 points he's gained in about a month. Count 1-1.
Yeah, he went off in July, hit .369, and then .330 in August. There's his getting his World Series ring. Opening day ceremonies.
Remember the Angels at that time. Driven out to left field. Gardner will make the play, and that'll do it. But another run for the A's on another home run. Eric Sogard, his first big league blast, and it gives the A's a 2-0 lead. GetDunked.com. That's GetDunked.com. Well, that's the 2-0 lead right there. Sogard and Allen both with solo home runs. One in the second and one in the third. Russell Martin takes outside. 1-0 on the Honda scoreboard. It's 2-3-0, leading 0-2-0.
So the A's have the corners covered low in the infield, don't they?
Yeah. Two distinctly different home runs, but they count the same. That's the beauty of this game. One a tape measure blast, and the other one sneaks inside the foul pole.
Speaking of Yankees coming off a road trip, which they went 5-2. Russell Martin had a good trip, hit 3 home runs on the trip.
And Martin with a leadoff walk. Kenny, we have to send out get well wishes to Steve Kubler. He works in the scoreboard. He's watching the game on TV from his hospital room. He had heart surgery, so we wish him a speedy recovery.
Get well soon.
Steve, the right-hand man of Mike Bonner in the scoreboard crew. They do such an unbelievable job. You see all the stuff that's on all these boards here. That's where it comes from. So get well, Steve. Russell Martin gets back. Gardner struck out looking in the first inning. First strikeout in 49 plate appearances. Strike.
As you watch McCarthy pitch, he's not really overpowering. But one thing I've noticed, that he only throws the ball up above the belt for effect. He's really trying to get you to chase a pitch out of the zone. He picked up the strikeout of Swisher that way. Everything's down.
Two or fewer walks in each of his last 21 starts. That's the third longest streak in baseball behind Halladay and Zimmerman. So he's got one of his 2 allotted.
Down and away.
You know, Kenny, if Gardner can strike out once every 49 at bats, that would give him 12 over a full season. That's pretty good.
It's sort of like Joe DiMaggio or something.
It's funny you mentioned that, and that's who I was looking up, because I know that he had one special season where, just out of this, he had a lot of special seasons, but strikeout wise. Well, career for DiMaggio, he had 369 strikeouts and 361 home runs. So 8 more strikeouts than home runs, which, I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
His low total over a full season was 13 strikeouts in 1941. 13 strikeouts and 30 home runs, 125 ribbies. And that was the year he had the 56-game hitting streak. High fly ball, deep right center. De Jesus back. He has room, though. In front of the track, he'll make the play for the first out.
We see some hitters get 13 strikeouts in a week.
Yeah, in a series. But there's several ways to skin a cat. The center fielder that followed DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, had 536 home runs, and he struck out 1,710 times. That was his game, but DiMaggio put the bat on the ball. It's also one of the reasons he had a .325 lifetime batting average.
Speaking of putting bat on ball,
Derek Jeter. And another base hit for Jeter. He is 2 for 2.
Well, the first one was a ground single into center field. This one's a line shot into center. And the Yankees have 2 on. Once again, McCarthy tried to get in on Derek. Watch him keep the hands in and force the ball back through the middle for the base hit. Got the barrel of the bat to the ball. Anytime now that Granderson comes up with at least 1 man on, he's within 100 runs batted in. He's in reach.
Strike. Jeter 2 for 2 tonight. Has had multiple hits in 7 of his last 9 games. Popped up and out of play. Mark Teixeira on deck. The 0-2. He struck him out. Big strikeout for McCarthy for the second out.
This is his 3rd strikeout of the night. Looks like it comes on a breaking ball. Yep. Breaks down and out of the strike zone. Actually missed the target, but came away with the best result.
Teixeira popped out to 3rd. That was in the 1st. This is the first time the Yankees have had a runner in scoring position against McCarthy. Grounded to 1st. Right there is Allen. So McCarthy gets tough with the 3 and 4 hitters in the Yankee order, and they squander an opportunity. They leave 2. We go to the 4th. 2-0 A's. Trivia question. The Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram summer clearance event. These offers won't last long. Hurry into your local dealership today. Don Mattingly won the American League Gold Glove at first base from 85 to 89 and from 91 to 94. Well, then the question is obvious. Who won the award in 1990?
That is a good question.
That's John Moore, our director. I don't know how he's doing it in that chair there with his family, Robin and the 2 kids. Strike to Josh Willingham. Yankees trail 2-0. Willingham grounded to short in the second.
Okay, you're right. The velocity is still there for Bartolo Colon. Last fastball 93, 93, 94 consistently. Good location on that one, down and away on the knees. Got a tough hitter to plate. Willingham 16 hits this month, 7 of them have been home runs.
Base hit past Chavez, and that's into left field. So a leadoff single for Willingham.
17 hits this month.
Well, here's Brandon Allen. Boy, he served notice that he was in town in the second inning with 1 out. Became only the second man in the short history of the new Yankee Stadium to hit a ball into the right field upper deck. And a strike.
In case you're just tuning in, that's what Michael was speaking about. That young man has a souvenir a long way from home plate.
They got Brandon Allen from the Diamondbacks. He was born on my wedding anniversary. Drafted by the White Sox in 04. Made his major league debut in 09 for the Diamondbacks, and he was acquired on July 31st in a trade that involved Brad Ziegler. Diamondbacks made another trade today.
Yeah, they did.
They made a deal with the Blue Jays, and they got Aaron Hill and John McDonald.
Yeah.
Surprised they gave up on Hill?
I had heard rumors that he was kind of falling out of favor in Toronto.
Allen swings and misses. Kelly Johnson went over to Toronto, power hitting second base.
He's kind of struggled the last couple of years after that breakout season he had a couple of years ago when he hit 36 home runs. But I think defensively and offensively he's been struggling. Third strikeout for Cologne. So sometimes a change of scenery will get players going in the opposite direction.
I give the Diamondbacks credit. They're going for it. Kevin Towers, their GM, who was assisting Brian Cashman all of last year, got that job, and there's a trade we were talking about, and he's making some moves. You know, you don't get many opportunities to win.
They're trying to shake things up. They've lost 6 in a row.
Yeah. Kirk Gibson doing a very good job squeezing every last ounce out of that team. The 0-1 shows bunt, pitch high. Hill this year with the Blue Jays, 225, 6 homers and 45 ribbies, on base percentage of 270.
It's like he wasn't the same player following the concussion that he had a couple of years ago. Strike. In 09, Aaron Hill hit 286, 36 homers and 108 ribbies. He made the All-Star team, and he has not come close to that since.
2-2 on De Jesus, who singled in the second inning. Foul back to the screen.
Colon going to the changeup. De Jesus just spoiling them. And sometimes or another, he's going to come with that fastball, the one that bails over the plate. And that might have been the setup pitch right there for the next one. All these things got to go through your mind as a hitter. You've seen the video, all the video on Colon. You know what he likes to do. It's a matter of you executing when he throws it. And there it was, but it's low.
.65 pitches for Colon. 1 out here in the 4th inning.
I think more than anything else in baseball over the years, the video available to the players, both pitchers and hitters, to check out the opposition on a daily basis has changed the game. Well, the Yankees take batting practice in the cages prior to the game. There is a monitor that shows them that night's pitcher, and they can watch him in his last start and see what was working, what was, or it was working, and what was not working. And it gives you an idea of what to expect during the game that you're playing that night. That sort of thing was not available, and it wasn't that long ago that wasn't available.
3-2. Oh, what a play by Teixeira. He'll step on first to get 2. A bullet by De Jesus, but what reflexes by Teixeira. Check this out. Holding the runner on, jumping out, and then snaring the line drive, stepping on the bag, an inning-ending double play. American League Gold Glove at first base from 85 to 89 and 91 to 94. Who won the award in 1990? Who broke the streak? And the answer is Mark McGwire. Wow. Don't think of him like that, but he was a decent first baseman. And Robinson Cano slashes a single to open up the 4th inning and extend his hitting streak to 14 straight. We have a guest in the booth. Greg Kelly of Fox 5's morning show, Good Day New York. And that's on from 7 to 10 every Monday through Friday. You got the helmet on today, Greg, because of the earthquake or what?
Well, yeah, it's great to be here, but seriously, where are the closest exits? I mean,
right back there.
Right behind you.
5.9 on the Richter scale. Did you feel it?
I did feel. I was in the car. It was rocking back and forth.
Yeah, I felt it today, too. I was doing some reading at the time.
I was on the 28th story of a building downtown, conferring with my lawyer for situation, and all of a sudden, seriously, for 20 to 30 seconds, it was the most bizarre experience of my life.
What do we know, Greg? I mean,
well,
is everybody okay?
Apparently, one plate grinds against another, and the topography moves. Everybody's okay. That's why we can enjoy it.
Right.
And it's like kind of a check in the block. We've a lifetime experience that a lot of New Yorkers shared. Now, a lot of people did not feel it. They're disappointed, by the way. They feel like they're left out. I understand. I'm so fortunate that I actually felt not real surging and pushing, but a little dizzy. I felt dizzy.
Felt like vertigo a little bit.
Right.
Have you ever been in an earthquake before?
This was the first time, so
Wow.
I'm a veteran.
Now you are, yeah. I've been in a few on the West Coast. They're a little heavier than this.
Well, we're not out of the woods yet.
No. Well, aftershock?
This is an aftershock. This is not for batting practice. This is for aftershock.
This is 153, our booth, and you can see the camera starting to shake, and this one had hit, and it actually gets worse.
It's pretty
than this.
spectacular right now. This is the earthquake?
This is the earthquake on tape.
Actually, it looks like our booth 5 minutes after the game's
Right.
That one is grounded to first. Throw to second one. On to the pitcher. A double play, 3-6-1. Double play.
Everybody did the wrong thing, by the way. A lot of people ran out of the building, including me, and other people ran into buildings if they were on the street. Now, according to FEMA, if you're outside, you're supposed to stay outside, and if you're inside, you're supposed to stay inside. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Yeah, well,
I didn't either.
neither did I. Nobody did. We all did like the opposite, but it's not a good idea to get into an elevator, that kind of thing. But basically, nothing broke down. Some water tower, there were some bricks that fell, that kind of thing, but nothing at all severe. Up and down the East Coast, one small partial building collapse in Tyson's Corner outside of D.C.
Wow.
Here's Eric Chavez with 2 outs, bottom of the 4th inning. Yankees trail 2-0. You know, people get nervous when buildings sway, Greg, but it's actually good that they sway. That's what they're built to do.
Well, I'm sure they say that in architecture class, but when you're actually sitting in there and it's swaying and it's moving, it's uncomfortable. By the way, this was remember the earthquake that happened during the World Series?
Yeah.
When was that?
89.
San Francisco
And Oakland.
Yeah.
Oakland. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right. So we're
Made them
Time
feel
it
I'll be
together.
happy when they leave town.
It's amazing because there's guys that played for the A's, and they said they've never been in an earthquake. So they were here, and they had to come to New York to experience an earthquake.
Now, I heard that they had felt the earthquake as far away as Cleveland during the ball game this afternoon.
Yeah, it's not an elite club. Half the country kind of went through what we went through. The president felt it on the golf course. No kidding. That's where he was
Yeah,
when
I
it
know.
happened.
Yeah.
Here's the 1-2. Grounded to second. Jamal Weeks is there, and that'll do it. Greg, you'll stay with us another half inning, right?
You'll let me?
Yes.
Yeah.
You want a helmet?
Yeah.
You keep yours on. We'll be back. 2-0 A's. Up early to do Good Day New York, 7 to 10, every Monday through Friday on our sister station, Fox 5. You and Rosanna Scotto do the honors.
Yeah, Rosanna. She was standing there next to me that Chiron.
7 a.m. So that means you got to be out and gone by about 4 or something like that.
I get there at about 6:50, and I'm out of there by about 10:01. It's actually
Nice.
it's 3 hours of work a day. It's not bad. We get in there early, read the papers, that kind of thing, and we stick around for wardrobe purposes.
Pennington fouls it away. The scoreboard, it's 2-0, and the scoreboard is brought to you by McDonald's. Stop by McDonald's today for some juicy, tender chicken McNuggets. Michael Kay alongside Ken Singleton, and Greg Kelly joins us in the booth. He of Good Day New York on our sister station Fox 5. Ball is fouled away. I always wondered with morning show gigs like that, how late can you stay up and still function?
I've got about 4 all-nighters under my belt.
Really?
In 3 years of TV. That's not bad. Right.
Not too bad.
You don't want to watch those shows, though.
What time do you usually have to get to bed?
10-ish, maybe 10:30, around there. Everybody's kind of sleep deprived in the city. Let's face it. You know? I mean, nobody gets enough. No matter what you do, you can always use more sleep. There's so much good TV to watch.
So when you get to work in the morning, that's when you find out the final score.
I have a Twitter alert. Wakes me up.
Popped up. Cano is out there. Swisher comes in, calls him off, and makes the play.
Did you hear about Swisher's new album?
Yes, I did.
Boy, can he sing.
It's doing well, though. He's got a lot of Twitter followers, and they all bought his album.
Yeah, that's the Twitter generated, but it's for the kids, right?
Yep.
That's nice.
I think it's called Believe. He's very proud of it.
His wife is very lovely. She's an actress. She's been on the program a couple of times.
Joanna Garcia. Here's Kurt Suzuki. Now, in all the years you've been doing the show, what's your favorite interview? Favorite person that dropped by? Wow. Oof. That was not a favorite moment for Russell Martin.
That's a good question. Beth Stern, wife of Howard, always brings by bulldogs.
Okay.
Which I'm absolutely crazy about. Kurt Suzuki. You from Japan?
No, he's not.
No, he's from Hawaii. He was born in Hawaii. I think he went to Cal State Fullerton, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, I'm going to stay out of the sports commentary.
In fact, he won the Johnny Bench Award, which represents the best college catcher. And he's a very good major league catcher as well.
You played international ball, Ken, in a way, with the Montreal Expos. Did you learn French up there?
I learned just enough to go out at night, get gasoline, get something to eat, and get in trouble. That's about it.
Montreal, it's a French city.
Yeah.
Grounded through for a base hit for Suzuki.
But there's enough people that speak English there. Just about everybody is bilingual. And that was a long time ago, though, Greg. A long time ago.
1 on, 1 out. And here is Eric Sogard. Last time up, his first big league home run. Into the short porch and right, just around the right field foul pole.
Where's Coco Crisp in the lineup?
He is 2 batters away.
What's up with his name?
His name is Covelli Crisp, and his grandmother called him Coco.
Perfect.
And it's a great cereal. There's a strike.
I mean, if your grandmother's going to give you a name, it's going to stick.
She's cool.
Yeah.
Two 5-0 for the A's, 0-4-0 for the Yankees. Top of the 5th inning, first game of a 3-game set. The 0-1. There's a strike. The count 0-2. There's Covelli, Coco.
Yeah, he's getting ready now. He's headed down towards the bat rack and pick out his money maker, put on his helmet.
He also has a pierced neck, Greg. I'm sure you.
What do you mean by that?
He has a stud that's been embedded in his neck.
Like Frankenstein.
Just like that. It's not a bolt, though. It's a diamond stud.
In the neck.
In the neck. And it's got a little bullseye around it. Popped up. 2. I think I just got your first segment for tomorrow. Good day, New York. I think you should have him in.
When do they go home? Oakland.
They are on the start
they're
of
on a 10-game trip.
10-game trip, so they've got 2 more cities after this one.
It's on the other side, but believe me, I'm not fitting.
There we go.
There it is.
Isn't that kind of dangerous?
Hey, yeah, he's asking for it.
Here's Jamal.
But we don't want that to happen.
He did say last time they were in, it does give him some concern if he's hit there. Then why put it in? But Jamal has flied out to left and popped to short. Runner at first with 2 outs. Now, do you know what the show's going to be tomorrow, or is it just reacting to what's happened tonight in the world?
It's going to be all earthquake.
Right.
I mean, that happens once every 50, 100 years in New York. I mean, there's not that much to show for it, just a lot of kind of excited people. Maybe it'll worn off by then, but by 7 tomorrow.
Interesting discussion, though. I'm sure, like you said, it doesn't happen very often. I think the last one was 1966.
Was it 5.9 on the Richter? Apparently, they don't use Richter scale anymore. They threw that 5.9 magnitude. There was another one in like 1897.
I missed that one. 66, I was there.
But we're just happy no one was injured.
Count 2-1, and that is the truth. That's why we can kind of laugh about it
and learn, and next time do the opposite of what a lot of us did: run into the building or run out of the building.
Although didn't they evacuate the Pentagon?
Yeah.
Here's the 2-1. Pitch outside, 3-1.
The thing is, when it's shaking, you're supposed to stay where you are.
Right.
Now, after it shakes, you don't have to loiter.
Well, the rules are easy, but when something's shaking, you're first.
Get out of wherever you are.
Because I was in the upper deck at Candlestick Park when the earthquake in '89, and I said, "I'm moving." Deep fly ball right field. Swisher is there, and he puts it away for the final out. Greg, it's great to see you.
Mike,
good day,
thanks
New York.
So much. Ken, all right, see you guys tomorrow morning. You're going to watch?
Yeah, I'll be up.
Thanks, take care.
Good day, New York, 7 to 10 on Fox 5. Every day by surprising the pitcher with a plaque in Monument Park and retiring his number 49. That was August 23rd of 2003. I was down on the field that day, Kenny, and he was absolutely blown away. He had no idea that they were going to retire his number or give him a plaque.
Yeah, but I think I was here that day too.
Yeah, very fun. Yankees down 2-0. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and here is Jorge Posada. Sliced the other way and foul. Ron Guidry on that day gave a great speech.
You know, if Cologne, as you look at our McDonald's scoreboard, 2-0, the A's leading the Yankees. If Cologne can beat the A's tonight, he will beat them 3 times this year. And the last Yankee pitcher to beat the A's 3 times in 1 year, Ron Guidry, 1983.
That one is driven out into left center field, giving Chase Willingham on the run. He's not going to get it, and it goes up against the wall. Posada with a leadoff double.
He wants this one up and out over the plate. It was up, but Posada was up to the task. Gets on top of it. Drives it to the gap in left center field. Willingham on the move. He's not going to get it. 1 hop, 2 off the wall. And Posada with a 2-hop double into the gap in left center field.
There's Russell Martin. Yankees' first extra base hit. Swing and a miss.
Looked like Russell was trying to hit the ball to the opposite field, trying to move Posada over to third base. You know, sometimes managers will tell the hitter, come on, get up there and just hit one and tie the score.
That would do it. Juan Blas knots it at 2.
Yeah, I had a manager who thought that way.
Outside. Yankees trail 2-0, bottom of the 5th. Top of the 2nd inning in Texas. Boston leads the Rangers 2-0. And Boston lost yesterday to the Rangers. They got shut out. In fact, they didn't even have an extra base hit in a 4-0 loss. And they have really struggled with Texas the last couple of years. A lot of people say, well, what's the incentive to win the American League East? Now, you can't pick your poison, but where you finish will dictate who you play. And I don't think the Red Sox want to play the Rangers, and the team that gets the wild card in the American League East is probably going to play the Western Division team because they'll have the better record than the Central Division team. Now, you could say, well, you don't want to play the Rangers. Well, do you want to play the Tigers and Justin Verlander? So it's a tough call, but there's not enough disincentive with the wild card to say, okay, I'm going to start Josh Beckett and CC Sabathia on the last day. But both teams definitely want to finish first.
You know, I would like to finish first just for the prestige value of it. I mean, if the Yankees had any type of record against the Red Sox this year, they'd have a stranglehold on first place.
Right now they lead by 2 games in the loss column. The Yankees do. The 1-2. Fouled away. Yankees are 2-10 against the Red Sox, and a week from tonight they start a 3-game set at Fenway.
Michael, to get back to your point, when you get to the playoffs, it doesn't matter who you play because they've all earned it. Earned the chance to get to the playoffs. They played well. You know, some teams have played a little bit better than others, but they're all in the playoffs. They're all in the same boat when it starts out.
Swing and a miss. Russell Martin goes down on strikes. Yeah, and sometimes, Kenny, you know, you get the team that you really want, you end up losing. The Yankees thought that about the Tigers. I believe it was 2006, and they ended up losing to the Tigers. That was the series where Joe Torre batted A-Rod 8th in the final game.
The ALDS.
Yeah, the ALDS.
Series. Yeah. I remember we were standing out there on the field doing the seasonal wrap-up.
There's Alex, who was in the original lineup tonight and was scratched with a jammed left thumb, suffered in the game on Sunday in Minneapolis. We're still awaiting word on what the x-rays said. There's no wrap on it. No, that's his right thumb.
Yeah.
We'll get a look at his left hand. popped up. Pennington puts it away for the second out. Well, that's certainly not encouraging. He's got a wrap around that hand. Alex had battled back from the knee surgery, and then in his first game back, he jams his thumb.
I think it'd be a little more encouraging if there wasn't a wrap on that thumb.
Yeah.
Or just something a little smaller. You know, it's interesting because in other sports, you can play with a hand injury. In baseball, you cannot hit with an injury like that.
Derek Jeter's 2 for 2. He's been hitting. His average up to 294 now, his high water mark for the year.
You know, to propel a bat through the strike zone to catch up with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, you need everything functioning. This inning started out promising. Usually when you get an extra base hit to lead off an inning, you are in a prime position to score, but now the Yankees are down to their last chance with 2 outs, and Posada has not moved from second base. And the first 2 times up, McCarthy tried to get in on Derek, tried to get in on his hands with a 2-seam fastball, and both times Derek had base hits through the middle. This time he's going to a little different look. Little cutters outside, away from it. So McCarthy tried to make the adjustment here. Then a curveball.
Nine for his last 18 with runners in scoring position. And Derek works a walk, so the Yankees have the tying runners on for Curtis Granderson. Granderson fly to left, and then had this situation in the third. Runners on first and second, 2 outs, or 1 out at that point. He struck out. So now he's got 2 outs with runners on first and second. Strike.
A lot of bite on that breaking ball by McCarthy. He's got a good one. It dots and then drops.
Ties him up, and Curtis could not check the swing, and the count quickly 0-2.
Here's a look at the last pitch. Granderson goes around too far, according to Gary Cederstrom, the home plate umpire.
Count 1-2.
Jonathan Papelbon there, huh? Stare down and look up for the sign.
The 1-2. 2-2.
That was close. Granderson showing a good eye. If it was low, it was just barely below the knees.
Strike three. Just caught the inside corner. And Granderson did not love that call. So the leadoff double by Posada is wasted. No runs are hit and 2 men left. We've played 5. It's 2-0 A's. As we move along, we take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Nissan. It's Nissan's bottom line sales event, and we're laying it all on the line. Visit ChooseNissan.com or your local dealer today. Coco Crisp leads off, and he slices one into left center field. That's a base hit. Cutting it off in the gap is Granderson, but not soon enough to stop Crisp from picking up a double.
We told you Coco's been in a slump. He had actually been 4 for 32, so now he's 1 for his last 1. Got a good story about Hideki Matsui. I was behind the batting cage today as Hideki comes to the plate. And as he walked up and greeted his former teammates with the Yankees, he says, "It's my birthday, and it's going to be my birthday today, tomorrow, and the next day." And this goes back a couple of years ago with the Yankees. He homered twice, 2 years in a row on his birthday.
High fly ball, right field. Swisher back, track, wall. He makes the play. Almost ready to blow out the candles as Crisp moves to third.
So as the 2009 season went along, a couple of weeks later, the Yankees said to him, "It's your birthday." And Hideki said, No, that's 2 weeks ago. And he said, "No, it's going to be your birthday tonight." And sure enough, he hit a home run that night. Season continues. They did it a couple more times. And each time he hit a home run. They get to the World Series. It's going to be Hideki's last. As it turns out, Hideki's last game in a Yankee uniform. They bring a cake.
Wow.
Into the clubhouse. Happy birthday, Hideki, with candles and all. Drives in 6 runs, hits a home run.
Willingham with a high fly ball to left. That's going to get in a run. Gardner makes the play. Tagging is Crisp. He will score. And the A's lead 3-0.
That's not the end of the story.
Okay.
The next season, Hideki's with the Angels. Kevin Long wants Hideki to sign some balls. He sends him over to the clubhouse, the Angel clubhouse, in a box. Hideki says, "I'm not going to sign the balls unless you tell me it's my birthday." And of course, Kevin Long knows I can't do that. He doesn't want Hideki hitting a home run. Hideki ends up signing the balls, sends them back in the box, but written on the box is, "Today's my birthday." He wrote it.
Right.
Phil Hughes wins the game. Hideki hit a home run that day.
So he said today at the batting cage, "It's my birthday."
Yeah,
too?
tonight, tomorrow, and then the next day.
Interesting. There's a strike.
So it became a running joke. When the Yankees wished him a happy birthday, he would go deep. It was uncanny.
Popped up, right back here and under our booth. Boone Logan getting ready.
Some kind of clutch player.
91 pitches for Cologne. Swing and a miss. He blew a fastball right by him, 93 miles an hour. But the A's get another run on one hit. Nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the sixth. 3-0 Oakland. Donuts to get dunked, go to getdunked.com. Verizon, America's largest and most reliable wireless network. And by Nissan. It's Nissan's bottom line sales event, and we're laying it all on the line. Visit choosenissan.com or your local dealer today. Bottom of the sixth, Mark Teixeira leads off. Brandon McCarthy's pitched very well, and he deals a strike to Teixeira.
By the way, I want to thank Brett Weber who gave me that story. He's runs the radar gun for the Yankees. I was talking to Brett, and he filled me in on why Hideki said it's going to be his birthday 3 days in a row, and while the Yankees started to cringe.
Came very close.
Yeah, he did.
To a birthday blast. He did his job, though. Moved the runner to third, and then the runner scored on a Josh Willingham sac fly. One of the most impressive things I've seen an athlete do, and Kenny was right alongside me, when the Yankees went to Tokyo and he homered in that game. People don't realize how famous he is in Japan. I don't know if there's anything to measure it up against here in the States. Maybe Michael Jordan in his prime, maybe. But he's a rock star there. And the eyes of a nation were on him, and he produced. Very well-liked teammate as well. Swing and a miss. McCarthy looks sharp.
He's done a good job of mixing his pitches. Off-speed breaking ball has been sharp. His fastball enough. He's elevated, put it in good spots, down and away, up when he wants to throw it. This one he wants elevated. You can see the target. And Teixeira helps him out by chasing it out of the strike zone to pick up the strike. And one reason why pitchers do that, because the hitter sees fastball. He might be thinking fastball. He doesn't want to be beaten, but the pitch is above the level where he can get on top of it. And McCarthy's done a good job with that pitch tonight, with the lone exception was a double hit by Posada, who got on top of it.
Here's Cano. And he grounds one to first. Tough hop, but Allen stays with it. 2 away.
We told you that McCarthy, before the All-Star break, was 1-5. And since then, you can see that tough hop that Michael was talking about. Allen got the glove up. Saved some teeth. But since the All-Star break, McCarthy's been 5-1.
Here's Swisher. Swing and a miss. That time a fastball.
His curveball has a good tilt to it tonight. Not quite 12-6 or nose to toes, but still pretty good.
Well, he's battled injuries throughout his career. Shoulder, forearm, shoulder, shoulder, shoulder. Not good. Speaking of injuries, you get word that Alex Rodriguez, the x-rays are back. They're negative on the thumb. It's just a jammed thumb. And he is listed as day-to-day. That one is sliced to left field. And Josh Willingham runs it down, and that'll do it. So the Yankees go down in order 1-2-3 against Brandon McCarthy, who leads 3-0 here at the stadium. Thursday afternoon for a special giveaway when the Yankees take on the A's. The first 10,000 guests 14 and younger receive a limited edition Yankee Stadium exclusive tie beanie balls named Dinger. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or you can call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. We go to the 7th, game moving right along as Bartolo Colon will deal to David DeJesus. The pitch is upstairs. 3-0. The A's lead on the Infinity scoreboard, brought to you by Infinity, luxury cars that deliver inspired performance. Foul away.
The Jesus broke a cold streak. He was 3 for 22 on the A's recent homestand. It's hit the ball hard a couple of times tonight. That's a base hit and lined out into a double play. Like you said, the young man who grew up in New Jersey, born in Brooklyn, but sometimes when you come back to an area where you grew up, you get inspired. Do something for the home folks.
Count 2-2. The 2-2. Strike 3. Strikeout of De Jesus.
Colone's 5th strikeout without a walk, and there's that patented pitch. The Bartolo Colon special to a left-handed hitter.
Corey Wade warming for the Yankees. Hey, Kenny, Yankees have no kick coming. The guy's given up 3 runs in 6 1/3 innings, and that's considered a quality start. They've just been shut down by Brandon McCarthy. Fouled away.
Yeah, McCarthy's had just about everything working. His control's been very, very good. Kept the ball out of the middle of the plate. Colon's made a couple of mistakes. One to Allen, one to Sogar. And both of those pitches ended up in the seats.
This is the longest outing for Colon since July 24th, and that was against the Oakland A's.
And he got the win that night.
He's essentially been a 5-inning pitcher of late, but not today. He's about to throw his 100th pitch. Allen is blooped into center field, a base hit off the bat of Pennington. This is the way those 100 pitches have been broken down. They're calculating it right now. There it is. Nice easy 6th inning, 7 pitches. He's at 7 right now with 1 out. 23 pitches in the 2nd inning when he gave up that home run to Allen. And that's really the only high stress inning. Here's Kurt Suzuki.
You know, but Pennington at first base. You know, the A's have changed 3/4 of their infield during the course of the year. That usually that's unusual for a team. Pennington's the only one that started the season at his position, shortstop. And he's come on since the All-Star break. He's hit pretty well. Over 300. Prior to the All-Star break, he was down near 200.
Colon's high pitch count this year is 105. He's done it twice. That's 101 right there, and a strike. Working on an extra day of rest.
And usually he's pretty good in these situations. 6 of his 8 wins have come on a turn where he's had extra days.
Fouled away. You don't want to steal when you've been caught more times than you're successful. McClellan's very, very quick to first and doesn't dawdle when he's going home.
Those are like the numbers I had. Good stop by Russell Martin. Man, he's been, I think we didn't know what the Yankees had defensively when he first came over. We knew he was a pretty good catcher because he had made the All-Star team in the National League. But that's a heck of a play. And with Suzuki at the plate, Suzuki's darn good at pitches in the dirt as well. Great play. Keeps the double play in order because Pennington doesn't advance.
Count now 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Just missed. And the count 3-2. So he's going to have a new season high when he throws this next pitch. And this will be his last pitch, I think. Unless it's fouled off.
You might look for Pennington to be on the move here, even though he has the low stolen base percentage, just to try and stay out of the double play.
Hot shot and a base hit down the left field line. That's going to go into the corner. Played out there by Gardner. Pennington's going to stop at third, and Suzuki's at second with a double. So the A's have runners on second and third with one man out, and in all likelihood that's going to do it. And here comes Joe. So he's going to take the ball from Cologne. The 8th hit for the A's, the double by Suzuki, and the Yankees are down 3-0. So Girardi's going to call on Corey Wade. It'll be Wade against Sogard. When we get back, the A's lead 3-0. Big crowd here at the stadium as Joe Girardi makes the call to the bullpen, brought to you by Bank of America, and he's going to call on his left-hander. I thought it was going to be Corey Wade who was up there, but it's Boone Logan instead. And Bob Melvin is going to counter as well, and he's going to send up Scott Sizemore to pinch hit for Sogard. Those are the numbers on Logan. He's done a very, very good job. So by bringing in Logan, he forces Melvin's hand. So you either had Wade against Sogard or Logan against Sizemore. He chose to go with Logan against Sizemore. Those are the numbers on Scott. Yankees have the infield in with runners on second and third. Line drive, a base hit over the leaping try of Teixeira. That's going to go down the right field line. 2 runs will score, and a pinch hit 2-run double for Scott Sizemore, and the A's lead 5-0.
Wasn't well hit, but it was well placed by Sizemore. Off the end of the bat, kind of cues it over the head of Mark Teixeira. And you can see a few feet fair. 2 runs are going to score, and he has himself a 2-run pinch hit double. You can see the leap of Teixeira in vain.
That'll bring up Jamal Weeks, who is 0 for 3. Pitch inside.
Bob Melvin sent a hitter to the plate, and Sizemore was hitting .356 with runners in scoring position, and that went up.
Carrying 4 guys on the bench, 3 righties and 1 lefty. The lefty, Ryan Sweeney. That one is grounded to short. Jeter charges, and he gets Weeks for the second out. And that's going to bring up Coco Crisp. Bartolo Colon's line is now closed. 6 1/3, 8 hits, 5 runs. Didn't walk a batter, struck out 5, and a season high 106 pitches for Colon. The way Brandon McCarthy is pitching, 5-0 seems like quite a hill to climb. Crisp is 1 for 3 tonight. Logan deals. Pitch outside, 1-0. McCarthy's only at 78 pitches through 6 innings, so he's in very, very good shape. The 1-0. Strike.
This has not been the particularly good hitting side of the plate for Crisp. He's a switch hitter, just over 200 against left-handed pitchers, but with the 1 for 3 tonight, over 300 against right-handed pitchers this year as a left-handed hitter.
Fouled away.
At a 100-point disparity.
Time called.
Sizemore's got a I was going to say sizable. Yeah, sizable lead at second base. You can see the infielders are back with 2 outs, and it'd be tough to throw him out on the plate on a base hit. You can see after the pitch is thrown, he's almost halfway down to third base. He's getting a good, what they call, secondary lead. Almost no threat of being picked off with the infielders back with 2 outs.
2-2. Popped up and out of play. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Hector Noesi getting ready. The 2-2. Slow roller. Grabbed there by Logan. Fires the first. Good play for the final out. But the damage is done. 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors and 1 man left. At the end of 6.5 innings of play, it's time for the 7th inning stretch here at the stadium. Yankees are trailing 5-0. But we're going to stay right where we are to honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise and offer a moment of silent prayer as we remember the servicemen and women who are serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. Now joining Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
God bless America.
W, the ultimate driving machine, just 5 hits in there. Derek Jeter has 2 of them. Cano extended his hitting streak to 14 straight. Eric Chavez with a single and Jorge Posada with a double. Russell Martin reached on a walk. McCarthy's been great. And Eric Chavez leads off the bottom of the 7th inning with a single away. So Chavez 2 for 3.
Yeah, the Yankees now have 6 hits, but the problem that the previous 5, McCarthy had spaced him out. He'd given up 1 hit in each inning but 1. And in that inning, the Yankees didn't get a hit. But he's been tough when he's had those men on base. This pitch is low and stroked into right field by Chavez against his former mates.
Chavez came into this game 0 for his last 11 and 1 for his last 20. So he's 2 for 3, breaking out of it. And here is Posada, who doubled the left center last time up. Pitch inside. Can the Yankees awaken from their slumber? On the Infinity scoreboard, it's 5-0 A's. Yankees have the 2nd best record in baseball behind the Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies are beating up on the Mets tonight at Citizens Bank, 9-0 in the 7th. But despite having the 2nd best record in the majors and the 1st in the American League, they have not fared well in the beginning of series. That one is chopped and grabbed there by Allen. Took a base hit away from Posada as Chavez moves to 2nd. Yankees are 21-20 in series openers this year. And then in the 2nd game of the series, they're 29-12. So go figure.
Watch Allen get up the ladder here. And going to decide to take the easy out at first base as Chavez is going to move down to 2nd.
Oh, he really kept going up, huh?
My goodness. Comes down with the rebound.
Runner in scoring position. Here's Russell Martin. Last time up with a runner at 2nd, he struck out. High fly ball, shallow right. Coming on De Jesus, and he makes a nice play. Comes up throwing and holds Chavez at 2nd.
Very long run for De Jesus, and watch him take the tumble at the very end of this, reaching out in foul territory. Makes a nice running catch. Concentration, ball in glove, tucks it in. Stays with it. Here's a right off the bat. You can see how far he has to go. Actually caught the ball in fair territory, didn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. Momentum carried him into foul territory.
Here's Brett Gardner. Yankees are 0 for 6 tonight with runners in scoring position. Count 1-0. Gardner 0 for 3, struck out looking in the 1st, fly to right in the 3rd, and popped to short in the 5th. Red Sox lead Texas 6-1. That's in the 3rd. Yankees lead the Red Sox by 1, 2 in the loss column. And McCarthy steps off. And we told you about the 21-20 record in series openers, which makes this number jump at you. The Yankees have won 27 series this year. They've lost only 8. They've tied 6. So they certainly bounced back. Last strike. Now Trevor Cahill's on the mound tomorrow against CeCe, and they have really tattooed Cahill every time they see him. So maybe they bounce back in game 2, although this one far from over. We're in the 7th.
Those numbers would indicate the Yankees take a step back to get a running start.
There's a ground ball to short. Pennington. And that will do it. So another leadoff hit wasted. No runs a hit, and one man left. We go to the 8th. 5-0 Oakland. The ultimate driving machine. Double and a run scored for Coco Crisp. An RBI, a sac fly by Josh Willingham. Only the second home run to ever go into the upper deck in right field at Yankee Stadium by Brandon Allen. He joins Russell Branyan. David DeJesus, Cliff Pennington with a run scored. Kurt Suzuki, 2 for 3, a double run scored. And Eric Sogard, his first big league home run. He wrapped it around the right field foul pole into the short porch and right. As we move along here in the 8th, take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Verizon, America's largest and most reliable wireless network. New pitcher for the Yankees is Hector Noesi. Texas trying to come back against Boston 6-3 now. And Noesi deals a strike to Matsui. Breaking ball strike. Count 0-2. The 0-2. Inside, 1-2.
You know, one thing I remember about Matsui is uncanny ability to hit home runs off left-handed pitchers. And opposing managers would consistently bring in lefties to face him. And the Yankees would kind of welcome the lefty to come in, and Matsui would certainly turn him around. And that's continuing. He's 8 of his 11 home runs this year against left-handers.
Swings and misses against the righty, goes down on strikes. Well, when they used to do it, Derek Jeter would stand on the top, bring him in. I mean, they welcomed it, as you said. They knew that Matsui locked in. And because if you look at Matsui's swing, and those are the numbers on Noesi, he does open up too much. And, you know, against a lefty, it makes him stay in a little bit more, becomes a better hitter.
I think one thing that we could see it with Matsui over the years here with the Yankees, he made in at bat adjustments as well as anybody, because you think he had him on an outside pitch, he hit it to left field for a base hit.
Well, in his last season with the Yankees in 09, he had 28 home runs and 13 were against lefties. A 1-0. 2-0. Willingham 1 for 2 with the sac fly in the 6th inning. Two and 1.
Didn't get cheated on that swing.
And the 3-1. 3-2. Noesi's done a nice job. First game was against the Orioles, pitched in extra innings, was in trouble all the time, kept throwing zeros up there. Game the Yankees eventually won. He got his first big league win. More sure of himself, throws strikes, and is very, very effective. And the Yankees have to feel good about the young arms that their farm system continues to produce. You've got Noesi, you've got Hughes, you've got Nova, and if a team can develop arms, well, they're a step ahead. The 3-2. Swing and a miss, and Willingham down on strikes. 2 strikeouts for Noesi.
Powder River here, just a straight fastball. Some rarefied cheddar, strike 3. That was back on May the 18th, Mike. You remember that game? 15 innings.
Yep.
4 hours and 56 minutes. And let's see, Noesi came into the ball game in the 12th inning and stranded 7 runners.
That one is drilled deep to right field. Allen's done it again. See ya. This one into the second deck. And the Yankees trail 6-0. 2 home runs for Brandon Allen.
First 2 home runs of the season. That is a quick stroke. Gets the barrel of the bat to baseball.
First career multi-home run game for Allen.
Wow.
That one is served into left field by De Jesus, and Gardner will get it in. So a 2-out single. That's his second hit of the night.
Brandon Allen's trying to stake a claim to that first base position. And he started tonight hitting .379, but he hadn't gone deep. Now he's proved he can do that.
There's Cliff Pennington. And a strike.
You know, this is just his 10th game with the A's. Got 13 hits, 2 doubles, 2 triples, and 2 home runs.
In that Noesi game that you talked about, if my memory serves me correct, Colon won 8 innings as leading 1-0, and that's when Mariano gave a run up, and that's what forced extra innings.
That's correct. Then,
swing and a miss.
Then the bullpen shut him down from that point on.
Well, Noesi strikes out the side, but there's a home run and a single thrown in there. 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's been all A's. They lead 6-0. Toyota, which one of these relief pitchers who played for the Yankees or the A's had the best mustache? Your choices: Dennis Eckersley, Raleigh Fingers, Goose Gossage, Sparky Lyle. Text A, B, C, or D to 70377 or go to my9tv.com and find out the results right after the game. It's Take on Russ, brought to you by Toyota. Here's Derek Jeter, 2 for 2 with a walk. Pitch outside. 6-11-0, leading 0-6-0. And a lot of the damage by Brendan Allen. 2 home runs, 2 solo shots. Yankee Stadium, essentially a triple-deck stadium, and Brendan Allen's tried 2 of those decks. And Sogard got the other one. Two and one. Sizemore takes over at third. Remember, he had pinch hit a couple of innings ago. For Sogard. Another strike count, 2-2. See McCarthy pitch the way he's pitching against a potent offense. 6-6, 3.74. We'll see what he's done so far tonight. 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, 6 hits, but no runs.
Yankees have had a hit in every inning but one, but just 1 hit in those innings. And he's walked a couple. And he doesn't walk all that many. 6 strikeouts. Impressive night for Brandon McCarthy.
Two. Driven the other way. Foul. Yankees hitless in 7 tries with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, he's been tough when he's been threatened. That move like Jonathan Papelbon, staring down and looks up for the sign. Does it from the windup and the stretch.
Just off the end of the bat. Two. Jeter battling.
Of all the Yankee hitters, Jeter's had the best night. 2 for 2 and a walk.
A little bit of a double foul. Jeter fouled the ball off, and then Granderson decided to try his bunt work. And another base hit for Jeter. He's 3 for 3. That's his 9th game this year with at least 3 hits.
You might see the A's bullpen begin to stir. Slider, not quite to the outside corner the way Jeter's been swinging the bat. Not quite, is not going to get it. He's going to get it. His 3rd hit of the night. Go along with a walk.
His average creeping ever closer to 300. He's at 295 now. Grounded foul. Well, McCarthy has really handled Granderson tonight. Fly ball to left end, 2 strikeouts. 1 swinging and 1 looking.
Whenever the Yankees have gotten a hit off McCarthy, he's been able to come back, get the next guy out. And in one instance, back in the 4th, he got a double play.
Count 0-2. The umpire said he did not check his swing. Fielded Culbreth. Yeah, base hit by Jeter ties him with Rod Carew on the all-time hit list at 3,053. Next up, Rickey Henderson. Derek has been on a tear. Oh, the umpire twitched.
Gary Cederstrom almost went up with that right hand. Now, years before, there was a new Yankee Stadium across the street, of course, the old Yankee Stadium. We take a look at this pitch at a little bit low. On this very spot, Rod Carew played. About 16, 17 years old. He's a few years older than me, and I was playing against him.
2-2.
This was called Babe Ruth Field back in those days. And there was a scout for the Minnesota Twins, Herb Stein. Here's Grant Balfour warming up in the A's bullpen. Long-time scout from Minnesota. And he's the one who signed Rod Carew.
Not a bad sign.
Signed himself a Hall of Fame.
2-2. Missed outside. 3-2. Romantic got the whole book there. He knows when he wants to go to the bullpen. 101 pitches for McCarthy. 3-2 count. The pitch. He walked him. So the Yankees have a little rally going. First and second and nobody out. Tonight after the game, he's the man of steel. Brett Gardner reveals what he saw in stolen base king Rickey Henderson to make him a treat on the bases. Tonight on the 10 o'clock news on My 9. So Romantic has a talk with McCarthy. He's not lifting him, so they're going to keep him in there for Teixeira.
His season high in pitches goes all the way back to April 15th against the Tigers. That was in Oakland. He threw 114 pitches in that game.
Now that walk to Granderson, his third walk, and that ends a streak of 21 straight starts of 2 walks or fewer. And the last time he walked 3 in a game was in September of 2009. Here's Mark Teixeira, 0 for 3 tonight. Can the Yankees come alive here in the bottom of the 8th? They're down 6-0. A strike. 4 for 14 against McCarthy, including his 0 for 3 tonight, and 2 of the 4 home runs. Lofted into center field. Crisp makes the catch. Jeter tags. He'll go to third. And Teixeira's 0 for 4.
You heard the crack of the bat. That was kind of off the end of the bat. Romantic checking to see if Balfour is ready. You see the sinking action on the pitch, moving away from Teixeira. He had to reach out and get it. Got it off the end, drove it deep enough to center to allow Jeter to move over to third.
McCarthy has completed 8 innings 5 times this year. And now he'll face Cano. Cano's 1 for 3. Hammered foul. His single in the 4th extended his hitting streak to a season high 14 straight.
He was out here early today working with Kevin Long on that quickness drill that they have. They cut the plate in half and Kevin Long flips the ball and Cano has to be quick to pull it.
And that one he lines the other way. They fire to first, but Granderson back. Cano hit it hard, but right at Pennington for the second out. Can't guide the ball.
Pennington trying to pick up the double play and get out of the inning.
Nice stretch by Allen.
Oh, that kind of hurts. You can see Granderson back easily. Allen, not only power, got flexibility to go with it.
There's Nick Swisher. That one's driven deep to right center field. Going back, Chris, track, wall, see ya. 3-run home run. Nick Swisher. Yankees back in it. They trail 6-3.
This is going to knock McCarthy out of the game. Fastball up, and Swisher gets on top of this one and rides it into the Yankee bullpen. Chris going to have the last look at
it. So a solid night by McCarthy, kind of smudged a bit by Nick Swisher's 3-run blast. You can see how upset McCarthy is. So now it's up to the A's bullpen to try to keep it right here. Yankees trail 6-3. Don't be afraid of the dark. In theaters August 26th. Metro PCS. Get the Huawei MA35 Android smartphone for just $29. And by TD Bank, America's most convenient bank. Stop in for free TD checking. Check up today. (6-3), the A's lead, and Grant Balfour comes on in relief of Brandon McCarthy, and he's going to face Eric Chavez. Pitch outside. Can the A's bullpen hold the Yankees? A 3-run home run by Swisher now has 70 ribbies. Those are the numbers on Balfour, and they are outstanding.
Former Tampa Bay Ray has had himself a very good year. He's just given up 3 runs since May the 28th. And that's over 27 games.
th home run for Swisher. RBI 68, 69, and 70. Ground ball to second. Weeks right there. And Balfour comes in to get the out. But the Yankees creep closer, 3 runs on 3 hits and nobody left on base. We go to the 9th, 6-3 A's. Fans out in right field after he made this an interesting game with the 3-run home run in the bottom of the 8th inning. So it's 6-3 A's, and Hector Noesi's still in there, and he's going to face Kurt Suzuki, Sizemore, and then Weeks. So 8, 9, and 1 in the order for the A's. Grounded to third, Chavez. And there's one away.
I think the home run by Swisher was an example of an 8th inning fastball not being quite as quick as one you would see earlier in the game from a pitcher. And pitchers sometimes lose a few miles per hour during the course of a ball game. Not all the time, but sometimes it happens, and they can't dial up the fastball the way they could earlier in the game. Of course, there are guys who seem to throw harder as the game went along. An example of that was Nolan Ryan, Tom Seaver.
And a guy who's really having an unbelievable year this year, Justin Verlander, seems like he throws harder at the end.
Yep. Sometimes from the 7th inning on, he can hit triple digits miles per hour.
Picked up his 19th win yesterday against Tampa Bay. CC's going for 18 tomorrow. This is a good fastball. Count 2-1. Andrew Bailey, the closer. Another good pitch. Another strike. Sizemore picked up a big hit. Pinch hit, 2-run double in the 7th inning. Turned a 3-0 game into a 5-0 game. This time he strikes out, though. The 4th strikeout for Noesi in an inning and 2/3.
Good breaking ball here. And kind of a weak hack.
If you want to look ahead to the bottom of the 9th, you've got Posada, Martin, and Gardner against Bailey. Jamal Weeks, 0 for 4 tonight. Flied to left, popped to short, flied to right, and grounded to short. Count 2-0. And now 3-0. And the pitch. Right down the middle for a strike. 3-1 to Weeks. Shattered bat and the ground ball to Cano. And a 1-2-3 inning for Noesi and the Yankees. Do the Yankees have a rally in their bones? Bottom of the 9th inning coming up. Brett Gardner reveals what he saw on stolen base king Rickey Henderson to make him a threat on the bases. Tonight on the 10 o'clock news on My 9. It's time for the A's closer, Andrew Bailey. He has 16 saves. On this team, there's not that many opportunities to pick up saves. 30 strikeouts in 29 and a third, 23 hits, 8 walks. So a whip just over 1, 2.45 ERA. Against the Yankees in 8 games, Bailey has a 2 ERA, 9 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. So he'll face Posada, Martin, and Gardner. 8, 9, and 1. Right now, the pitchers of record, the starters, Brandon McCarthy looking for a 7th win. Bartolo Colon looking to avoid his 8th loss. And the strike starts off the inning to Posada. Yankees are 2-41 this year when trailing after 8 innings, so they're trying to buck that trend. Posada 1 for 3. Count 1-1.
The A's bullpen coming off a series against the Blue Jays in which they went 7 2/3 innings without allowing a run. And that included Andrew Bailey.
He's from New Jersey. That's in South Jersey. Oakland drafted him in the 6th round in 06. He was a rookie of the year in 09. Great numbers. 2-time All-Star.
That's down near Haddonfield and Collingswood.
Deep drive, right center field. There it goes. See ya! Into the bleachers in right center. What a blast for Posada. And the Yankees now trail 6-4. Oh, did he crush that?
All 11 of his home runs have come from the left-hand side of the plate. It looked like a little slider that was up. And then it was up, and away. Into the bleachers in deep right center field beyond the Yankee bullpen. We see some long home runs tonight.
Now the Yankees need a base runner to bring the tying run to the plate. And they've got that base runner. That's going to split the outfielders. And it's cut off on the warning track, and Martin's at second with a double. And here come the Yankees. Rothschild has to get somebody ready in case there's a 10th inning.
Looked like another little cutter. And Martin gets on top of this one and drives it to the gap in left center field.
Home run and a double, and the Yankees now bring the tying run to the plate in a game that they were trailing 6-0. The home run by Posada, just the second home run that Bailey has allowed this year. Josh Hamilton hit the other. There's a strike to Gardner. Ryan Sweeney takes over in left, tighten up the defense. Count 1-1. A crowd of 47,343. Haven't had much to cheer about until the bottom of the 8th inning. The 3-run home run by Swisher, and now a solo shot by Posada. Fouled away.
When you're on the bench and you're one of the scheduled hitters, you can see Granderson in the dugout. Jeter's in the on-deck circle. You got to think this might boil down to me, and you got to get your mindset.
The 1-2. Chop toward third. Going to be a tough play. Scooped up there by Sizemore. He can't make the play. And now the Yankees have the tying runs on.
Well, any infielder on the left side of the infield knows when Brett Gardner puts the ball in play slowly, he's going to have to hustle. Sizemore trying to make the quick transfer from glove to throwing hand, cannot do so. He mishandles it, and Gardner's going to be safe at first.
All right, let's manage a little bit, Kenny.
Yeah.
Now we take a look at Gardner chopping the ball. You got Jeter coming up.
Yeah.
He's got 3 hits. He's one of the hottest hitters in the league. You have him lay down a bunt to get the tying run to second.
Let me see. You got Granderson next, Teixeira to follow. Your 2 best RBI guys.
Yep.
I think you do.
All right. I think I agree with you. You might lose Granderson, but that's all right. You load the bases for Teixeira.
Then you got the A's putting the winning run on base.
Yep. So a lot of things. A bunt here makes Bob Melvin think about doing some things. And he squares the bunt. Takes pitch outside corner, and Jeter asked Cedarstrom, did I offer or was that a strike? Now, they did not give a hit to Gardner. They scored an E5.
I think one reason it was an error because the ball kind of was up. If it's down and that Sizemore really has to reach for it, he might get a hit at it.
Jeter bunts back to Bailey. He has one play, he makes it at first, and the sacrifice is perfect. You scored 1-4, and now the tying runs at second base.
So Jeter still has the perfect night, 3 for 3 with a walk and now a sacrifice. Perfect style. Catches the ball on the end of the bat to deaden it. Keeps the bat above the ball. Bailey looked at third but only had one play.
Great speed at second. Here's Granderson. Count 1-0. That was Jeter's 3rd sacrifice bunt of the season. Granderson 0 for 3 tonight, but he did walk in the 8th inning and scored on Swisher's 3-run home run. The 1-0. Foul back. Just missed that pitch.
That was his best swing of the night. Did miss this one, but you could see the targets low and away, and you could see Suzuki reach back to the middle of the plate. Dangerous pitch.
Martin's at third. Granderson is at second. Bottom of the 9th inning. A's lead 6-4. The 1-1. 2-1. Yankees have 3 walk-off wins this year. Alex Rodriguez reduced to a cheerleader tonight with that jam left thumb. X-rays negative. Bailey, the 2-1. Strike 2, 2-2. Mark Teixeira's on deck.
Let's take a look. Upper reaches of the strike zone at best.
2-2. Foul back to the screen. Bailey gets a sign from Suzuki. And the 2-2. Count is full. Bob Melvin sweating this one. He had a 6-0 lead going to the bottom of the 8th inning. Now the game hangs in the balance in the bottom of the 9th. The 3-2. Driven down the right field line, but hooking foul. The A's have won 4 of 6. They are 57-70. The Yankees just take 5 out of 7 on their road trip. They are 77-48 and in first place in the American League East. And the 3-2. He walked him. Bases loaded.
Let's check out the sequence of Curtis Granderson. 8 pitches. Breaking ball outside, ball 1. Fouled back, had a good swing. 1-1. That's a little high. That was called a strike. It's 2-2. Went after that one because the previous one had called a strike. It's 3-2. Fouls went off. And there is ball 4, nowhere near the strike zone.
Granderson's on first, Gardner's on second, Martin's on third, and Teixeira is at the plate. Bailey deals. Breaking ball, backdoor strike. 0 for 4 tonight. Popped to third, grounded to first, struck out, and flied out to center. Popped up, left side. Sizemore in foul territory will put it away for the second out, and that puts the game in the hands of a very capable hitter, Robinson Cano.
It appears when the A's really want to get Teixeira out, they go to the soft stuff. And the first pitch was a slow breaking ball for a strike, and the next pitch looked like something off speed and got him out in front.
Cano is 1 for 4 tonight. His 1 put his hitting streak at 14 straight, so he's been one of the hotter batters in baseball. Martin's on third. Gardner's on second. That's the tying run. The winning run's at first. That's Curtis Granderson. And the guy who can get them in is Robinson Cano. Faced Bailey 5 times, 1 hit in his career. And the pitch, high.
Yes.
Posada started this inning with a home run. Cano 5 for 13 this year with the bases loaded. 14 ribbies, 1 grand slam. The 1-0. 2-0.
You know, sometimes when you're a hitter, you come up to the plate, you check the fielders out. And if you're Cano and you're up and you look out towards center field, you see Coco Crisp with a step or 2 towards left center. Sometimes that will tell you how the pitcher or the team's going to try and pitch to you. And so far they've kept the ball away twice. You can see Chris just a couple of steps towards left field. And each pitch has been away.
There's the strike.
Sometimes the way the defense sets up can lead you to where you think the pitchers are going to be.
The 2-1. Now the Yankees are down to their final strike.
Here's a look at the last pitch, and this is up. And Cano can't get on top of it. A little lower, that would have been right in his wheelhouse.
Beginning of a 3-game series. Yankees were down 6-0. It's 6-4, bases loaded, 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes in the bottom of the 9th inning. The moment of truth on this Tuesday night. Bailey. The 2-2. Count is full. Now the Yankees get a little bit of an advantage there. The runners will go, and the winning run is at first base. Nick Swisher's on deck. Yankees tonight 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position. They need a big hit here. (6-11-1) leading 4-10-0. Yankees threatening. The runners go. The 3-2. They'll do it again.
Granderson was all the way to second base when that pitch was fouled off.
He walked in a run. And the Yankees now trail by 1, 6-5. And that puts the game in the hands of Nick Swisher. And Bob Melvin did not like that call.
Well, we've seen tonight that Gary Cederstrom is more apt to call the high pitch a strike as he is the low one. Melvin thought, you can read his lips, where's that pitch? Watch Suzuki's glove. Suzuki tries to bring the ball back up, which means he had doubts that it was a strike.
A fired up Bob Melvin.
Give Cano a run batted in.
Well, that's going to bring up Swisher, who made this a game with his 3-run home run in the 8th inning. Now he has a chance to win the game. The tying run is at third. That's Brett Gardner. Anything gets past Suzuki, Gardner's going to try to score. Pitch is high. No place to put Swisher. You'll walk him. The game is tied. The 1-0. 2-0.
This pitch might get plenty of the plate for Nick Swisher. Bailey can't afford to go 3-0.
That one's driven deep to center field. Chris back on the track. He'll make the play on the track for the final out of the game. Nick Swisher gave it a ride, flirted with a game-winning grand slam, but Crisp ran it down, and the Yankees lose a heartbreaker, 6-5. Kenny, he got the 2-0 pitch, you thought.
Yeah, it was right there. He gave it a ride, but he picked on the furthest part of the ballpark, almost straight away center field. And Coco Crisp ran it down for the final out of the game, and the A's hold on to get a win in this opening game of this series.
In the 9th inning, 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and 3 men left, and here's how it ended.
Swisher extends. Got decent wood on it, and there's the reaction of Bob Melvin as Crisp makes the catch, and you can see the Yankees disappointed as Coco hauls the ball in. Bailey's not sure. Now he is.
Well, he made him sweat for that save, and the Yankees battled back from 6-0 down to have the tying run at third base. The bases loaded, but it ended all on the warning track in center field. We'll be back.